Good morning class 2. Today we are going to start new chapter from science, that is chapter 12, three forms of water. Three forms of water. Water exists in three forms: solid, liquid and gas. Okay, so children, look at the picture. This is solid, liquid and gas. These are three forms of water. Okay, so first one is solid, means ice. Ice is very hard, isn't it? When we cooled water in fridge, then it turns into ice. That means ice is the solid form of water, and water is the liquid form, and gas or water vapor, or we can say steam also, that is the gas form of water. So solid, water changes into ice when it is cooled at a very low temperature. The change of liquid form of a substance into solid form is called freezing. So water changes into ice when it is cooled at a very low temperature, that is called solid. That means ice. Ice is the solid form of water, and the change of liquid form of a substance into solid form is called freezing. So when water changes into ice form, that is called freezing. Okay, when liquid cool in a very low temperature, it turns into a solid form, that is called freezing. Next one is melting. Water freezes into ice. Glaciers are big mountains of ice. Ice melts into water. The change of solid form of a substance into liquid form is called melting. Melting means when a solid form of water melts and turns into liquid form, that is called melting. So you can see the picture. This is glaciers. Okay, it is a big mountains of ice. Ice melting into water, that is called liquid form of water, and the change of solid form of a substance into liquid form is called melting. When solid form of water change into liquid form, that is called melting. Next one is vaporization. We see steam coming out of the kettle when water is heated. Steam is also called water vapor. The change of liquid form of a substance into gaseous form is called vaporization. So sometimes at your home you can see that your parents boiling water, isn't it? So at that time, when the water is heated up, the steam comes out from the kettle. Okay, so this that is called vaporization. When the water is heated up, then water changes into gaseous form. That is called vaporization. Okay, that is called vaporization. Next one is condensation. When water vapor is cooled, it again changes into water. The change of the gaseous form of a substance into liquid form is called condensation. So children, so when the water vapor is cooled, it again changes into water droplets or water. That process is called condensation. Understood? When water vapor, okay, or water vapor, steam or gas changes into water, that is called condensation. The change of the gaseous form of a substance into liquid form is called condensation. This shows that water exists in three forms: water, ice, water vapor. So up to here we understood that water exists in three forms, that is water, ice and water vapor. First one is water, liquid form of water; ice, solid form of water; and gaseous gaseous form of water. That means water exists in three forms: ice, water and water vapor, or solid, liquid and gas. Water is a liquid form, ice is a solid form, and water vapor is a gaseous form of water. Next one is water cycle. We get water from rain, water from rivers, lakes and seas gets heated up by the sun. Water changes into water vapor and rises up. As water vapor gets cool and changes into water droplets, these water droplets collectively form clouds. Till the clouds become heavy and big, the water in the clouds then falls back to the earth in the form of rain and flows back to the rivers, lakes and seas. This process is continuous. This is called the water cycle. So children, by the heat of the sun, water gets heated off. Which water? Rivers, ponds, lakes and seas water, they get heated off by the heat of the sun, and then that water changes into water vapor and rises up and mix with the clouds. And when the clouds become heavy and big, then it again turns into water droplets and fall as rain on the earth. And that process is continuous. It never stops. Understood? So that process is called water cycle. That process is called water cycle. For better understanding, I have a short video clip. Please have a look.
Let's look at the science of rain and how raindrops fall. First, we'll meet the sun. When the sun shines on water on the Earth's surface, the heat of the sun warms the water, turning it into an invisible gas called water vapor. This process, the changing of water into a gas, is called evaporation. Because gases are lighter than liquids, water vapor rises up into the sky. And the further you move up and away from the Earth's surface, the colder the temperature gets. So in the sky, the water vapor cools and changes back into tiny water droplets. This change is called condensation and is the opposite of evaporation. Clouds are made up of tiny water droplets, so when condensation occurs in the sky, clouds form and grow. Let's take a closer look. When water droplets bump into one another, they stick together and grow in size. They continue to grow until they are too heavy and fall as rain. They even grow as they bump into one another on their journey from the cloud to the ground. And every single raindrop that reaches the ground is made up of 1 million of the original tiny water droplets. Raindrops fall on the ground surface where the sun can shine on them, and the whole process happens again. This is called the water cycle and keeps water moving from the ground to the sky, providing the water needed for plants, animals and people to survive. So now you know.
Thank you.